the jerk for continuing to sleep in the bluff? We cannot do this one as the first postman.
Yeah, we can. Just don't say nude.
All right. Am I the jerk for continuing to sleep in the bluff despite my neighbors being able to see into my bedroom? Oh my.
Let's see what happens.
So I'm a 28-year-old dude and I've been living in my house for a few years now. One of the main reasons I chose this place is because my bedroom face east, allowing me to wake up to the morning sunlight. Most mornings I wake up before my alarm goes off just because the sunlight coming through the window wakes me up. There used to be a tree that provided a natural barrier between my house and any potential neighbors, so I never saw the need for curtains and blinds, along with the fact that they are expensive as crap for nice ones. Recently, my neighborhood expanded and most of the tree line my bedroom was facing was cut down to build new houses. So boom, then there's a house was built right across from mine and the window has a very clear room into my bedroom. I've always been comfortable sleeping a la mode. And it wasn't an issue when there were no neighbors around. But not long after the people moved in, the father from the house came over to my house and pretty much told me to stop being all natural in front of my window since his family can see inside my bedroom. He wasn't nice about it, but he wasn't mean either. Just kinda facty like he gave me an order and fully expected it to be done like I was his kid or his employee. I was somewhat surprised but understood his concerns, so I made an effort to be more mindful of my forest when in view of the window. I stopped cleaning and making my bed before getting dressed. I'd hop out of bed, walk to my closet, and at least put on shorts, then go about my morning chores. That said, I still sleep comfortably. And I occasionally end up being visible to the neighbors for a brief moment after waking up. The father came over again, leading to an argument between us, and I told him I was trying my best to be considerate, but there's only so much I can do, and it's my house, and I'm not changing my lifestyle because they moved in. He threatened to call the police and said I was being a menace to the neighborhood, whatever the heck that means. So am I the jerk for continuing to sleep exposade even though my neighbors can see into my bedroom?
No.
Ooh, this is a toughie, but yeah, I don't think you are.
No.
Like, here's the thing. I once dated a girl and she was getting changed after some roman. And I remember I had to close the curtains because some old lady was glaring at us in our third-story apartment because she was looking in and saw something she shouldn't have.
That's the thing, right? Living your lifestyle in your own house, that's your own privacy, right? Literally your own privacy for your own privates. By someone else moving in after all this stuff happened, you're living your own lifestyle. To be fair, they should not be looking into your house to begin with.
Bingo bango.
That's it. No, you're not the butthole for this one. Straight up menace to the society and to the neighborhood and all that. No, like coming over and just telling you, well, we moved in, we want you to do this. No, bugger off, put up curtains.
I don't know, it's a weird to demand that somebody else change their lifestyle because you can't keep your eyes off of their window.
Absolutely. Like, just because you have a window and you can look out of it doesn't mean you have the right to look into other people's windows on the same street. Just don't look. Unless it's like absolutely massive and it's hanging out the window, then obviously you can't not look.
Yeah, at that point, some landscaping needs to happen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Lumen, and with me today is Zen.
Hello, hello.
And today we're looking at r/AITA, a subreddit dedicated to looking at strangers who have posted themselves online like a zoo exhibit for you to pass some spicy judgment to. It's a reaction court, and by God, are we gonna react? So let's just get right into it.
Am I the butthole for calling my girlfriend selfish for being upset I wasn't at the birth of our kid because I was also in hospital? My girlfriend and I, both 26F, have a son who is just over a year old, and there was some major drama during the birth. For some context, I have chronic heart problems and I've been struggling with it since birth. I had a surgery when I was an infant, another at 7 and another at 15. I haven't needed one since and have been doing well all around. When my girlfriend was 6 months pregnant, I got really ill, and it took a massive toll on my lungs and heart. I pulled through but spent about a month in the hospital. I felt so awful that I couldn't be with my girlfriend, Jane, but she was super great about it. Then, 2 days before the due date, I was rushed into the hospital due to a buildup of fluid around my heart. I had to get the fluid removed ASAP. When the fluid was all out, my brother-in-law came to see me and told me Jane had given birth. I was both ecstatic and Well, devastated. I had to spend the night under supervision, but as soon as I was allowed to leave, I went to the maternity wing to see my girlfriend and baby. At the time, all negative emotions were smothered by a bundle of joy, but over the months, Jane has been showing more and more signs of resentment towards me. It came to a head last night during our date night. I had the whole day planned. Baby had gone to grandma's, our favorite takeout, got her favorite movies ready to play, spa evening planned, etc., etc. But she just wasn't feeling any of it. I asked her what was wrong, and she said she's angry at me for missing the birth. I'll admit, I didn't handle it as best as I wanted to, but we argued for a bit and I ended up calling her selfish for saying that. I asked her if she understood the severity of the situation and that I was very ill. She got up and said she wasn't going to let me patronize her and that she's never been disrespected like that before and that she's going to bed. Am I the butthole?
No!
No!
Like, not by any means. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I was literally under medical watch, otherwise I would have died. Like, I can understand being disappointed that your partner wasn't there for you when you were squamshing out a watermelon from between your legs. But, like, straight up and down, they physically couldn't be. Like, you are not the a-hole for literally being chronically ill.
No, absolutely. If you physically cannot go there because, I don't know, under the concept of, I might die if I leave this hospital bed and to go see the crotch goblin getting evacuated, you physically could not go there. That's not up to you to decide.
I want to kind of give the girlfriend the benefit of the doubt. After you give birth, there is a period of time where you can get horribly depressed. It's called, like, post-maternal something. It was on Scrubs. Long and short, though, like, I'd be willing to bet that this is more so that than it is your partner suddenly just deciding that, like, you are Turbo Satan.
Yeah, I mean, postnatal depression.
Thank you.
It could potentially be that, but I'm hoping, like, let's be real. In arguments, people say things in the heat of the moment that they don't really like it can get, you can say things that you don't entirely mean just to like one up all this kind of stuff. Arguments are a messy business. After things have cooled down, have a discussion about it all and just try and have a rational two-way street discussion about everything and see if you can come to a conclusion about this. Be like, I couldn't, this is a reason why do you feel like if I couldn't be there, do you think I wouldn't if I could? You know, just try and iron things out as with a conversation as adults.
Yeah, this feels way more irrational than a person would be if you had already been like, yeah, this person seems cool to have a child with. Much like how you can have a child with us by liking, commenting, and subscribing. That's right, get us boy preggers in the name of the algorithm.
Oh my god, what is this becoming?
Here's our social media.
Here's also more social media, it's the same ones.
Damn, does that pussy squirt?
God damn it.
Don't have a child with us, we're not ready. We're not ready for that conversation. We're not there yet. This relationship just got started, you know, like we met off of Tinder. We don't know that much about each other yet. But, you know, we can keep talking. You should keep subscribing, liking, and hitting the bell, and let's get back into it. Am I the a-hole for not inviting all my students to a barbecue? I, 30F, am a teacher. I have a class with 24 students and I teach first grade. I told my students that we could have a barbecue at the park with hot dogs and hamburgers and snack for whoever filled their good noodle sticker chart. This had been approved by the principal and I teach at a private school. We have daily sticker charts to track the behavior in school. They had to have perfect behavior all of April in order to participate. I have one student who has some behavioral issues. They did not earn all of their good noodle stickers this month. Since the student who will kill Bobby didn't earn the barbecue, I had to let his mother know just in case he mentioned it. Bobby would join another class for the day and do work inside while his classmates were at the barbecue. She has been sending email complaints to myself and the principal all week about how her child should also be able to participate, and it is unfair. She thinks we should make an exception since he has behavioral issues and we could be targeting him. I think I'm being fair because he did not earn all of his good noodle stickers. Am I the jerk? Update. I had a meeting today after school with the parents and principal. The principal agrees it would not be fair to the other students to allow Bobby to participate. She expressed she understands the frustration, but she needs to make it fair for all students, not just Bobby. The father said he understood and thought it was a fair assessment if all the other students were able to complete the goal. The mother argued that Bobby's eep. The principal then reminded her that we follow his eep as a courtesy, but as a private school, we legally do not have to follow it, and she has a choice to come to this school, but if she'd like to unenroll Bobby, there was a waiting list of students that they could contact to take his place. Bobby will still be enrolled in the school and in my class if anyone was wondering. He will not be attending the barbecue. Update 2. Bobby's mother came to school yesterday to drop off Bobby's lunch he forgot at home. She arrived during the children's snack recess. All of the children were playing freeze tag, a game where once you're tagged, you have to freeze until someone unfreezes you. I was inside prepping art while the teacher's aide was with them. Bobby's mother came inside, absolutely livid, saying we were forcing her child to stand in place and not let him move. We explained the game, and she said then students are cruel for not unfreezing him, but unfreezing everyone else. She was making such a big scene and so loud the principal overheard at their offices down the hall. The mother was removed from the school grounds, and we had a meeting with his father in the afternoon. The principal let him know that Bobby would need to be unenrolled due to his mother's behavior. He did try to get him to stay until at least the end of the year, but ultimately understood. He was told if Bobby's mother's on the school grounds again, the police department would be called immediately. Well, there's your answer. Not the jerk.
Okay. Wow. No, I'm gonna be real. The top of this post, it says that this person is the asshole. So I was expecting this to take a weird turn. I don't think the teacher is an asshole. I don't think this is at all.
The mother is a turbo, Karen.
Absolutely. Thinking that their child is above the rules set for everyone. That's weird.
Yeah, it's gross. It's entitled mother behavior. Don't like it.
Am I the butthole for refusing to babysit for my sister despite BIL having a family emergency? I, 37M, and my wife, 33F, have no children. We live in a small 2-bedroom house with the second bedroom converted into a game room/office for us. My sister, 32F, and Bill, 35M, have 2 kids, nephew, 8M, and niece, 9F. Both are great kids, love them, and would do anything for them. We've babysat for my sister and Bill before, but had no issues until recently. On April 7th, Good Friday, Bill got a call that his sister, 28F, was in a near-fatal car accident, along with 2 of her friends. She had to be airlifted to the hospital. They weren't sure if she was going to make it, so family members were being called to say goodbye and support the rest of the family. This happened across the state we lived in. Sis texted me around 10:40ish that night, asking if I was awake, then called to explain the situation. She then asked if I would babysit the kids over Easter weekend while they traveled across state to be with Bill's family. I told her no, I couldn't. I work in a steel manufacturing plant. She knows this. On a rotary shift, and after Easter, on Monday, I would be starting the overnight shifts. I told her that I was going to sleep during the day on Saturday and Sunday to get accustomed to being on 3rd shift. When she asked if my wife would be willing, I again told her no, since she's going to be doing Easter stuff with her side of the family. When she asked why I couldn't just sleep in on Sunday, or why couldn't my wife take the kids with her on to the Easter stuff, I snapped back at her that I gave her 3 reasons why. That 1, I wanted the weekend to adjust my shift and sleeping schedules and couldn't do that in one day. 2, my wife wanted to spend Easter with her side of the family, and finally, that is no complete sentence, and that's final. She got peed, said we'll talk later, and hung up. They took the kids, and on the way, sis texted me that I'm an a-hole for not taking their tragedy to heart, for not helping them in their time of need, that it wouldn't have killed me or my wife to miss a day of sleep or take their kids with her. And Bill is peed at us. He prays we don't have an emergency and need him, cause he'll say no and he'll want to sleep in. I haven't responded and we're currently not speaking to each other. Going to add, when sis called, my wife was asleep to get up early in the morning to do her family things. Our parents live in another state, our other brother lives in another country. I don't know why she didn't call any of their friends when I refused. So am I the a-hole for not babysitting my sister's kids in their time of need?
I'm conflicted on this one because I totally get where both sides are coming from.
Yeah, no, this is a gray area for me because there's a decent argument on both sides. I will say with the why didn't they just ask friends as well instead of just getting extremely pissy, like instead of just accepting that we have our reasons and we can't reasonably do this, because let's be real, they mentioned steelworking. They do steelwork at night shift. That's not safe work. That's not easy work. You want to be on guard with that.
They need to be.
So yeah, they need to have their sleep. They need to be fully functional for doing that kind of stuff. Because if not, there's a good chance they can get themselves hurt or even worse, and people around them as well.
Yeah. Like, okay, this is kind of like a thing I've noticed with the posts from the subreddit. What kind of lives are people leading where they are meeting these drama bombs 24/7? Are they playing Final Fantasy? Like, where? Like, it feels like everyone that gets posted on the subreddit is like the most dramatic scrunkalo.
I I do believe like a good portion of these are just novelists just doing something. They're just having fun.
No one's the a-hole. This is a very nuanced situation and emotions were high.
That. Exactly that.
Am I the poop hole for telling my sister her haircut isn't some big achievement? My dad died unexpectedly and relatively young.
That's not a good first sentence.
That is a curveball, dude.
Whoa!
My youngest sister was 3 at the time. Her hair was a lot like his. It's super curly. Because of this, our mom did a lot to maintain it. Growing up, my mom would spend hours on my sister's hair, and each morning was dedicated to the 2 of them in the bathroom. My sister screaming and crying because brushing through it was long and unpleasant. Until she was 13, Mom insisted on styling and washing my sister's hair. She never let her cut or dye it, but when someone suggested getting it trimmed, they were kicked out of the house. I won't lie, Mom was controlling at times, but I thought we all knew it was because of the grief and memory of our dad. Well, Mom died.
Oh my god! They just dropped the hard bits just casually.
I'm so nice they dropped it twice, dude. And the first thing my sister did was get her hair chopped incredibly short and died. She sent myself and my siblings a picture of a new haircut with the caption, Mom always said I was gonna grow my hair down to my butt. Not anymore. I thought it was my sister's way of grieving, but now she mentions it a lot, like asking how peed do I think Mom would be if she shot the hair this short. I told her after the 5th comment to stop acting like her haircut was a big achievement. It's not. Millions of people get haircuts, and she should know her hair was important to Mom because it reminded her of Dad. She said she wasn't supposed to be Sharon's doll or replacement of Dad. She should have been her own person, and if I can't respect that, she doesn't need me in her life. Am I the jerk? You're right to kind of put a stomp on the weird, I don't want to say narcissism of the haircut, but the weird, like, focus on it. But at the same time, if a parent is controlling, you get so thrilled when you can break that.
Yeah, but no, absolutely. Yeah. Like, being able to become your own person, like, especially when you've, like, if this is the situation, oh no. Straight up. But if, like, you move out and then you slowly start to realize, hold on, I was in a very controlling environment, because some people don't realize it at the time. It's when you're like very close to a situation, you aren't able to see it for the entirety of what it is. It's sometimes very difficult. But I will say, being like after the 5th comment, making that into a big thing, especially when it's about their mother dying. We don't know the relationship of like the other sisters or the other siblings. We don't know how they felt about the mother. They might still be in the grieving process, and this being shoved in their face is not good. Being like, oh, good thing Mum's died, I can cut my hair now. I'm still grieving, not good. But also the way it's been said, both sides not good in this, I would say.
Yeah, but again, this is one of the things where it's just like, this is people in grief. I feel like we can't judge them based off of that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like there has to be some level of, like, they're both hurting. We can't expect the best out of either of them at this point. And it's just like, I don't know. It feels weird to pass judgment on them.
Well, I don't know, because the one that's doing the haircuts, like getting the haircuts, the way that they're mentioning, like, Mum used to say I'd grow my hair down to my butt. Not anymore. That seems very rebellious. Like, they don't care. Like, the grieving process doesn't seem to be as big for them. Like, almost as if they're being very rebellious now that they have passed.
There's probably some built-up resentment from years of being a hairstylist, or rather a hair doll, basically.
Yeah, no, oh yeah. Oh god, yeah.
Like, I don't know, this is one of those things where I would just ignore it. This isn't a fight that I think is worth fighting for anyone.
No, this is something you just agree to maybe just like either pass by, or when everyone has calmed down and emotions aren't as raw, then have a serious conversation about everything. This isn't something to do in like the heat of the moment.
And that's the end of today's episode of Kalbus. Let us know down below, 1 through 4, if you got it right, if they were the back door or not. If you want more Reaction Court, let us know down below. Patreon for exclusive content and outtakes, and Discord access.
You can also get all of that with YouTube memberships. There's the join button right down there.
On that note, my name has been Luma, with me has been Zen, and we hope to see you in the very next Kalbus video. Have a great rest of your day.